Big Blue Crew Sports Network.
Yo, what's good, man? Peace to the people. Peace, what's good, everybody, man? Appreciate y'all tapping in. Welcome back to another edition of Giants Conversation. And today we're going to preview the New York Giants versus the Pittsburgh Steelers. Going to get into a little bit of the news with John Mara endorsing Brian Daboll and Joe Schoen to come back in 2025. So lots to talk about here. It's going to be a compact show. Me, I've been getting up at 7, 8 in the morning, doing London games, going to work for the last 3 weeks. So decided to sleep in a little bit, but we still going to get it cracking. Still got a bunch of games to call today with the Big Blue Crew. So tap in with me and the crew, man, and let's get into this Giants conversation, man. Peace. What's good? Next shift, man. Long time no hear, man. Hope all is well, fam. Yeah, it has been a minute, man. Hopefully we can link up one day, man, and do a show, man. Miss talking to you, brother. You know what I'm saying? So hope all is well. Hope you're doing well. Hope your health is well. Hope your wealth is well. But yeah, we're gonna get into these Giants conversations, man. New York Giants. Let's talk about this first before we get into the preview part of the show. The New York Giants owner, John Mara, in an interview, basically said that Brian Daboll and Joe Schoen wasn't going to be going anywhere. Now, to kind of, sum it up. I mean, he said some other things. He didn't really get into Daniel Jones or anything like that. But again, this is something here because, again, people like myself and some of the members in the Big Blue Crew, have not liked the job that Brian Daboll has done as a head coach. And John Mara basically coming out and defending them, saying that they're not going anywhere, saying he wants stability, saying he wants to, try to do what his dad did, by trying to create some stability in the organization. Look, if the guys ain't getting the job done, they ain't getting the job done. Damn stability, just for the sake of stability. You know what I'm saying? Brian Daboll, as we have witnessed in 3 years, as we have seen on film, is just not a good head coach. He's just not a good head coach. Cave, what's good with you, bro?
What's good, bro? Afternoon, good afternoon to the chat, to the panel, man. What's good, bro? How you feeling on this Sunday morning?
Man, tired. Real tired. I have been grinding, getting ready for this upcoming weekend, or this following weekend coming up. As we will all be in Jersey, Big Blue Crew. So, yeah, I've been working a lot. Like I said, decided to sleep in a little bit today because I've been getting up doing London games for the past 3 weeks. Was good. Go salute. Yeah, his father had way better football minds involved. Exactly. So back to this. I'm gonna tell you here in a second. Back to this. John Mara, given the giving the okay, the kudos, whatever you want to call it, the stamp of approval for Joe Schoen and Brian Daboll to continue on as the head coach and GM in 2025. Like I said, I, for one, have been against Brian Daboll in recent seasons. And John Mara doing this for the sake of stability. That's what I was referring to. Because he cited his father, because, they doing the Wellington Mara
yeah, I know the
documentary or whatever. So he cited that as basically the reason, or one of the reasons, to continue on with this group. Now, again, Brian Daboll, now we're going to get into the Pittsburgh Steelers preview, and this is going to be part of it. I'm going to tie it all in together. Brian Daboll has got to start showing, regardless of who the quarterback is, that he can win games and compete in this league. The Giants have not been competitive as of late. You know what I'm saying? And Brian Daboll's coaching has a lot to do with it. I know y'all hate the quarterback, but Brian Daboll's coaching has a whole lot to do with why the Giants are losing some of these games, especially some of the games they should win. Once. You know what I'm saying? So just think about that for a second.
Exactly.
But what is your thoughts on, real quick, while I get back into the chat, what is your thoughts on Brian Daboll and Joe Schoen coming back in 2025?
I mean, I'm probably one of the few ones I knew they would be back. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't, just like what everybody been saying about firing the coaches and stuff, they don't want to keep doing that and stuff like that. And this was the regime. You know what I'm saying? At least they got them into the playoffs compared to the past regime, so they'll take that look at that too. As far as like take that into account, and they just think like last season, with all the injuries, that was an anomaly and stuff like that. So they thought they added some more pieces and they thought they could get right back to where they were 2 years ago. But, starting to find out that, like I said, with me, just like with you, I mean, looking at the play calling and stuff like that, because now that's how I'm when I watch games across different spectrums like college football and NFL, other NFL games, I look at play calling, like, how come we don't run those, or what's going on? And also some people like, that's because of the quarterback. And I was like, bro, at the end of the day, you acting like this quarterback is like Jake Fromm or Jacob Eason, Mike Glennon, people like that. And he's not like that. He's better than that. So it's just like the plays. It just depends what plays.
We've seen some of the times where he hasn't been in the game, what the offense has looked like. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Without a Saquon Barkley, you know what I mean? Coach, what's good? Salute,
good, Coach.
Peace and blessings, brother. Hope all is well, man. Like I said, we'll be paying you a visit. It's coming up weekend, man. So can't wait to see you, brother. Hope you're doing well. And listening to the fellas, man. Talk some Giants conversations. Like I said, I haven't really been able to really talk about the Giants on my platform a lot, because of my schedule, because of, like I said, some of the things we've been trying to do with the network. But today, you got me, man. You got me. Let's talk Giants. Put your comments in the chat. Put your questions in the chat. I'm gonna start some of the questions or whatever. Try to answer some of the questions. No real format to this show. I just, like I said, just kind of wanted to get my thoughts out about the Giants. And we're gonna talk a little bit about the game coming up. But man, so the next thing is people want to know, what does that mean for Daniel Jones? Well, we know what that means for Daniel Jones. It's curtains. it's curtains. You know what I'm saying? And it's been curtains for Daniel Jones, man, because I've been saying these guys have been sold on Daniel Jones since the day they got here. And I can revisit the evidence, but a lot of people ain't gonna get it. They still gonna shy some of these things that I've been saying. These guys been trying to mail it in to get a quarterback. You know what I'm saying? And you basically, John Mara is giving them the okay to do so by saying, look, you could say, look, we'll evaluate them at the end of the season. He's saying, no, I don't give a damn what happens this season. They're going to come back. That's what he's saying. So you're saying basically you're okay if they just lose out and get the number 1 overall pick. Is that what y'all want? Is that really what the Giants fans and this organization wants? The number 1 overall pick and not to win games? Right. This is the fan base that we've turned into. Let me talk to y'all for a minute. I ain't been able to spit like this for a while. This is what we have turned into as Giants fans, a losing organization with a losing mentality that wants to tank. And now you got the GM, coach, and owner all bought in on this idea. Tell me I've been lying. Stop playing with me. I've been telling this the whole time. People been joking me, saying things about me on the social media, making memes of me and stuff, arguing with people. But again, I'm not here to toot my own horn. I'm here to say, who are we as fans?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? If this is what we want. Cave.
Yep.
Are you bought into this idea of tanking?
No, I'm not bought into the idea because, like I said, it's not going to happen. And anybody knows any New York teams, they don't tank properly or they don't tank at all. The Knicks, the Giants, Yankees, they're not going to tank, bro. We can say what we want to do. It doesn't happen. Now, other places, like I said, I know other places, they do it and stuff like that. And it's cool. That's what they want to do. Like I said, we as fans may want to do it, but our teams won't do it because, like I said, they have too much pride and they're going to, win games just like how we always say they win games where they're not supposed to win games. And that's what happens, and sometimes they could do it if they wanted to because they have a lot of injuries. They be having injuries and stuff like that, but they still fighting above it and stuff like you can see they still trying to win games. They're not trying to just lay down and die. You know what I'm saying? So it's not going to happen, man. So fans can call for it. It's not going to happen. Guys are going to win games. And what we always say, we don't tank properly anyway. We don't never tank properly. So because that means we.
I mean, they really don't. But again, as an owner, you know what I'm saying? For a team that is 2-5, to basically say they're safe. I mean, again. Like Ghost said, how many games worth of losing do you give Mara before he stands on his principle?
He might have fired Daboll and stuff like that.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, I think he's telling the truth. I don't think he wants them to go anywhere.
Yeah, listen, he's not. They're not going anywhere. That's what I'm saying.
You know what I mean? So that means they're sold on the idea of losing because I promise you, Brian Daboll is not trying to win. The way he could that's what I'm saying. Either he is just a god-awful coach, which people are telling me he's not, that Daniel Jones somehow is holding him back, which is ridiculous. If he's that bad of a coach, then, I mean, what are you looking forward to? Do you think he is going to turn your new rookie quarterback, whoever that may be, Cam Ward, Shedeur Sanders, whatever name you want to throw out there, you think he's going to turn that dude into Josh Allen? Because that's what he needs to run his offense. We have proven that on this network. Shout out to Pat. Shout out to Lou. Shout out to you, Cave. Shout out to Coach. Shout out to Miz. Shout out to the whole crew. But we have proven that on this network, Brian Daboll is not a good coach. Shout out to Ghost, who came on the channel and dropped some bombs. So that means they're bought into this idea of losing. That's what I'm saying. So, again, to spin it forward, how many games do you think this team can win for the remainder of the season? They're at 2 wins right now. You got Pittsburgh coming up. We're going to get into that. And then you have Washington, I think, and then the Carolina game. And then I think they're going to bye, and then they finish out the season. I could pull up the schedule, but how many games do you think this squad playing the way they're playing with this situation at quarterback? How many games do you think?
Like I said,
they can win.
You want to ask me because I got it totally wrong, in our pick'em thing. I had like 15 wins.
Man cave like I'm the wrong way to ask, brother.
He said 15 wins, like 15. I was like, man, I didn't even know I picked that many wins.
You gotta win at the end of every game.
Now, hold on. Well, maybe I might have it right. Maybe I might have it the other way. Maybe 2-15.
Hey, word up, yo. You got them flip, right?
He said I was playing Jedi mind tricks. You know what I'm saying? But looking at it, man, I'm probably about 4 or 5, man, because of how things are shaking up, man. Because injuries is going to be a part of it now. With Andrew Thomas out now, we're going to get more injuries because Brian Burns is already playing through an injury, and it's only a matter of time before that.
I seen Jermaine Illuminor was listed as questionable. So here you go. So how many games can this team win for the remainder of the season? There's still some optimistic Giants fans out there. There's a few lurking in the shadows, but for the majority of us fans, we already know what time it is. They telling you what time it is. They tanking for a quarterback. Enough said. You can sugarcoat it any kind of fucking way you want to. If they win a few games, they will, but they ain't gonna win enough to really do anything this year. They've already melded in. You know what I'm saying? In my opinion, unpopular as it may be. Y'all hit that like button, man.
You said, Coach,
the Big Blue Crew Sports Network.
Win at best. I'm being realistic about how this team plays, and Coach, yeah, you right, might be right, Coach. Man, hey, we made too many mistakes. Just like you know, I was talking to NYG. Just like I was like, yo, how you come into a game and you know your kicker has a groin injury and you don't elevate another kicker onto the team? So you go in a game without. I was like, those are rookie mistakes that you make as a coach. Is like these are the type of losses that we're talking about. As a third year coach, you can't be making those same type of mistakes. You know what I'm saying? Like that, and you know what's going on. You know, if Gano's hurt, hey, get somebody else elevated because you know he might not make it through the whole game. It's a groin injury. Groin and hamstrings and calf injuries, those are 3 things that just keep popping up during games and they don't get better. You know what I'm saying? So crazy, man.
That's crazy, man. Salute to the chat, man. Salute Chris Ram, Duwani, peace. Mosley, salute. Go says Brian Daboll will be fired after Thanksgiving. Man, that would be something if they really went that direction, man, after him, you know, giving the endorsement. And what does that mean for Shane, too? You know what I'm saying? If Daboll goes, a lot of people think they're a pair. One goes, they both go. One stays, they both stay. So, I mean, there's a lot of things going on in this Giants organization that people, you know, have to realize. And it's not all, you know, this proud organization that we all knew growing up as kids. The Giants have fallen off a cliff after the last Super Bowl. You know what I'm saying? Basically. And, you know, a lot of seasons, they ain't not really even competitive. You know what I'm saying? So we have to look at what is really wrong with this organization. And you're seeing it. It's the owner. You always start at the top. You go top, then you come all the way down. You know what I mean?
Yep. And the only way you get like a top 4 pick, you got to win like only 4 games because that's where, you know, I think when we Saquon, I think we was like 4-12 or something like that. It's like we already got 2 wins.
You see what happens when you win 6.
Right. Because
you know what I'm saying? That's not going to be enough.
Because last year Washington won 4 games. They had the 2nd pick.
And so all these fans that are saying, hey, you know, the Giants don't tank, yada, yada, yada. You got to understand, John Mara listens to fans. You know what I'm saying? So last year, him saying, basically, what's good, Pat? Salute,
Pat.
Bro.
Oh, man.
Man, bro, getting into this Giants conversation, man. Been a few weeks. So, but last year, you know what I'm saying? When all these fans were saying, when I was saying they was tanking, you know what I'm saying? Now, I'm just a small channel, so I'm not trying to take credit or anything for like putting a bug out there, but there was a lot of other media outlets starting to say the same thing, that the Giants might be tanking, and are they tanking? And then you could go back and watch videos of people making videos. I made one, you know what I mean? And so John Mara hears all that stuff. And if he's hearing that stuff and he's going to Shane and like, what's going on? You know, we're not looking good out here. Of course, they're going to start to win a few more games. But now he's basically saying, I don't care what happens. They can lose out. They're coming back. So Joe Shane and them like, all right, cool. We got the okay. Daboll. Mail it in, bro. That's what they doing. Promise you that. But Pat, man, what's good?
Man,
What's goody, bro? Talk to
shit.
him.
Making moves behind the scenes and trying to get some people on the channel. Trying to get Mr. Carl Banks on the channel and Brian Baldinger on the channel.
Okay.
Me and Brian Baldinger trying to communicate and get a live film review for the Giants with Brian Baldinger. So be on the lookout for that. As far as the Giants mailing in, you'll see if they're mailing it in this Pittsburgh game. We go out there against Pittsburgh, we get blew out 34-10, something like that. Then yeah, they're mailing it in for the rest of the season. And the thing is that a good thing? Does John Mara have that much faith in Brian Daboll to where, I just need my quarterback? It's a lot that goes into this, man. Because I keep trying to tell people, man, tanking is not a good thing for team morale. I'm just gonna be honest with you. Unless that team fully believes
Ronnie Rivers, Miss Ronnie, salute.
What's going on, Miss Ronnie?
Long time no hear from you. Hey, Ronnie, we're gonna be up there Sunday in the parking lot tailgating. Hit me up on Twitter. You know what I'm saying? Come by, say what's up to us, say hello. I appreciate that. If you're gonna be around, if you're gonna be at the game. But go ahead, Pat.
Yeah, the only way this works and you don't really lose the team is if the team really believes it's Daniel Jones is the issue. And to be honest with you, I don't believe any of those guys really believe that it's just Daniel Jones is the issue. I believe Brian Daboll is the main issue to this, whether people want to accept it or not. You're just a Daniel Jones lover. You making excuses. Nobody's making excuses for Daniel Jones. We all agree that Daniel Jones has to go. That's a talking point. You know what I'm saying? But tanking, me as a coach and playing this game, I don't accept that at all.
Hi guys.
Hey, what's going on, Mets, man? Now you did it right, okay?
Finally.
I'm gonna get to you in a minute, but Pat, go ahead, finish your point.
It's a slippery slope with that, man, to be honest with you. I just don't like the fact that losing all these games for an unproven player, whether it's Cam Ward, Shedeur Sanders, and you don't even know if Shedeur Sanders is prime, and we'll even let him come over here and play. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, we might be one of those teams that he's like, hell no.
Right. Exactly. Good point. Mets, go ahead.
In line with Pat's thinking, I wouldn't blame Sanders if he says that if he gets drafted by the Giants, trade me to someone else. I wouldn't blame him for that. That said, in my view, it's up and down the front office and coaching staff board. It's become a collective cancer. Daboll for his stubbornness in shrinking the playbook at home games and just saying that he's the play caller and him alone. Kafka's plays actually worked. The only reason they failed last year was because every team adapted to it last season. This year, there's pretty much no need for defenses to adapt them because Daboll's such a fucking wooden plank and broken record with offensive play calling.
Ronnie. It's gonna be next week. We're gonna be there for the this coming up weekend. We're gonna be there for the Giants and Commanders game. So definitely check us out. I'll give details. I'll send the details to you on Twitter where we're gonna be parked at. Well, go ahead.
Anyway, Shane, I can at least live with sticking around for another couple of years because at least he has the brains to pick the pieces. It's Daboll who has no brains in utilizing the pieces correctly. And the fact, and I can't stomach, we have to be with this bald-headed scumbag, burnt dead in the face, tunnel-visioned son of a bitch till at least 2026 sickens me.
Yeah, man. So again, everybody want to know, what does that mean for Daniel Jones? You know, let's go ahead and pull the Band-Aid off and point out the elephant in the room. So it's kind of a couple ways this can go as far as how they're going to move on from Daniel Jones, because they have that injury situation going on. So, you know, I've been saying bench him. Just bench him and keep him off the field if you can, you know, unless you get another injury to another player. Keep him off the field if you can, because you're already saying you're going to move on from him in so many words. You know what I mean? And John Mara in that conversation did not give Daniel Jones he didn't say anything bad about him. He didn't endorse him either. He said he didn't want to talk about it. So again, he's basically kind of leaving that up to Schoen and Daboll when we already know, based on what we've seen in Hard Knocks, that they want a quarterback. And so what does that mean for Daniel Jones? Are they going to bench him? Are they going to keep letting him play, keep trotting him out there behind a now starting to get injured offensive line? You know, like, these are the decisions that puzzle me, you know, because if you don't want the guy, why you keep trotting him out there knowing you're not going to bring him back next year? And we already know what time it is. Why you keep trying to fool the fan base? That's what pisses me off about them. You see what I'm saying? Him and Schoen. Y'all trying to fool us. I know what's up. And y'all did the same thing with Barkley. And I don't even want to go there. But you keep trying to fool the fan base. Just do it already. Get it over with before the guy gets hurt. And then you have to bring him back. Now you're going to have people throwing beer cans in MetLife Stadium because they sick of seeing Daniel Jones. It's going to get bad if you don't get rid of this guy. I'm telling you, these dudes are crazy.
Or at the very least, bring Pat Shurmur back.
Pat Shurmur's not coming back, nor should he come back, nor he probably don't want to come back. Look at this mess. Who the fuck wants to come here?
Well, we need
that's probably why they giving Brian Daboll the okay. Yeah, let's just keep these cats around.
Idiots.
But again, Daniel Jones, how would you handle this situation, man, Cave, with Daniel Jones?
Well, with Daniel Jones, I hardly believe like they didn't like Daniel Jones when they first got there, because the first thing they did was decline his player option.
Mm-hmm.
If it was so much up to Mara, and also he'd have been like, not picking up the option. So it wasn't up to Mara. You know what I'm saying? Because they got there and they declined his option.
Hey.
You know what I'm saying? If they decline his option, they just feel like, okay, this is not the guy for us. But when they declined his option and then he got them to the playoff, it kind of changes their mindset. And that's what changed their mindset when he got them to the playoffs.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, right. Exactly. You know what I'm saying? And to be honest with you, that, you know, that when Daniel Jones and the Giants went to the playoffs in 2022, you know, I endorsed the idea of them signing him. You know what I'm saying? Based on the fact that I thought they could build the offense based on what they did. You know what I'm saying? They played well, but they signed him and then decided to go run Buffalo's offense, is see what I'm saying? That's where the disconnect is, you know? So people that's mad at Daniel Jones, again, you have to be mad at Joe Schoen and Brian Daboll too, especially Brian Daboll, because he's running the offense.
All right.
Brian Daboll.
And so, like I said, that was their first fatal mistake. They should have just picked up his option. It was cheaper. The option was cheaper, $20-something million compared to like when they have the franchise and it becomes $30-something million. So yeah, they pick up that franchise, then they would have got at least an extra year to see. And then when he took him to the playoffs, you know, and in the following year he flopped. That would have been his fifth year that, you know what I'm saying, then they didn't want to have to do anything. But first thing they did was decline his option. And then when they did that, so they had to sign him or something like that, you know, after he got him to the playoffs and stuff. And then got injured. You know, everybody got injured and got injured, and that was it. That season was a flop. So it's just been on. Like I said, they didn't believe in him at first, but then when he got into the playoff, they believed in him and stuff like that. So
you think they should? You think they should bench him, or you think? I mean, you think they should let him play it out?
I mean,
play the contract, play the season out, or whatever.
He can play the season out, but the problem is the injury thing though. If he gets injured, then they on the hook for all that type of stuff, and that's what a big discussion is, that they should just bench right now and avoid that injury clause thing, so that way they can get out after the season. But if they keep playing him and he gets hurt, then now they really gonna be in a pickle, because guess what? They got to pay him that money.
Pat, let me get to Pat real quick. What you've been taking a lot of heat for your stance on Daniel Jones, obviously. We all know that. But as of recently, you yourself, one of DJ's biggest supporters have said that, it's time to move on from Daniel Jones. That being said, how do you feel like they should handle this situation here moving forward?
To be honest with you, they should bench him. Just move on. But for some reason, they keep putting him back out there, even though he's supposed to be the super limited quarterback that you can't work with, you can't run your plays with, he can't hit open receivers, he can't do this, can't do that. But you keep rolling that dude out there. And then people get this lame excuse where there's no other quarterback that could do anything. He won 3 games with Tommy DeVito last year.
Fair point.
So what's the excuse when they put out Drew Lock, when they benched him for Drew Lock, and Drew Lock went out there and looked pretty bad? Now all of a sudden, we got to switch back to Daniel Jones. What are you hiding? What are you hiding? If it's just a quarterback that you need, put somebody else in there to see if you got something on the roster. Wouldn't you want to do that? Wouldn't you want to see see if Drew Lock can be something? You know what I'm saying? When you want to see if Tommy DeVito has something, if it's just the quarterback. It's not my play calling. It's not everybody else is good. It's just Daniel Jones. So bench him.
Facts,
but
bro.
I think this is just another scapegoat tactic. And this is not saying that Daniel Jones is this great quarterback. It's saying that he sees another out. This is what this dude does. When he sees an out, he's going to take it. Same thing with Wink. Even though Wink was the reason why we were winning those games, let's be honest with you, because during that tenure, we were playing the weakest part of our schedule, and that defense was averaging almost 4 turnovers a game. And we still only averaged 15 points throughout the season.
Yep.
And let's be honest with you, he was calling the plays last year. I don't give a damn what you're talking about. He was calling the plays last year. He used Kafka as a scapegoat after the playoff season. I don't understand that.
Right.
Well, I do understand it because we got blew out 40-0 to the Cowboys, and people were looking at it like he was crazy. Well, let me use Kafka as the scapegoat. I'll call the plays and everything.
Look where that got.
But Kafka was the one that had our offense ranked 15th in his first season.
Yep.
And then when the very next season we dropped to 30th and the whole playbook looked totally different. Come on, man. That was him.
Yep. Chad agrees with you. Go ahead, Mets, and then we're gonna get in talk about the Steelers real quick.
In my view, is this fan base and I'm saying this more for the younger generation, not so much our generation, as clueless, dim-witted, self-indulgent, and gullible as it is, going to figure it out that the cancer is split between Jones and Daboll, but more so Daboll in recent times. This guy has no damn clue what he's doing. He's constantly rolling Jones out there to be nothing but cannon fodder. If you have a better quarterback, and trust me, with the way this line's been set up, it's DeVito, because at least he can get creative. Then roll Tommy Cutlets back out there, you tin man.
Yeah, I mean, he should do something, you know what I'm saying? But let's get into the Steelers. This game to me is scary. And the scary matchup is Watt versus whoever the hell they putting out there at left tackle. I guess it's going to be a Zudu again.
Oh, no.
This could be a real issue here. As we know, pressure, when the line is good, this offense hasn't been good. When the line is bad, this offense is non-existent. And basically, if you got Daniel Jones has pressure in his face all game long coming from that left side, all right, or wherever, because they have other guys out there too. It could get real ugly for them out there in Pittsburgh, man. And that, that kind of, leads into what we mentioned earlier about, is this it? You know what I'm saying? How is this gonna look here Monday night, man? Another primetime game. I mean, Pittsburgh got Russell Wilson going in there. We all know Russell Wilson stopped by to talk to the Giants for a little bit in the summer. They didn't come to an agreement because they wasn't going to hand over the starting job to Russell Wilson, so he went to Pittsburgh. That is what was I gathered from the situation. So he's probably gonna have a little chip on his shoulder. So again, I don't like this matchup at all. To be honest with you, Pittsburgh's defense is really good and the Giants offense is really bad. And when you put those two together, yeah, like Go said, it's gonna get ugly. You know what I mean? But looking at the matchups, man, let's go to key matchups. I already threw one out there. We'll start with you this time, Mets. What is one of your key matchups in this game?
For me, it's on the sidelines. Coaching against coaching. I mean, I know on paper it's a no-brainer. Mike Tomlin, cagey 20-year vet, and unlike past years, the Steelers have finally managed to evolve their coaching scheme instead of sticking to their laurels and screw-ups for too long. Something that has always plagued Pittsburgh as much, if not more so, than New York. However, Tomlin is far more got something that Daboll lacks. Not just health, but consistency. If Tomlin comes at him with that level of consistency, then I'm just saying it right now. Tomorrow night, Giants are freaking cannon fodder.
Yeah, I actually agree with you on that one, Mess. That's a good one. The sideline matchup is clearly in Pittsburgh's favor. I don't think there's any dispute in that one, man. But good take, Mets. Let's go to Pat, then we'll go to you, Cave.
What about the Steelers game?
Yeah, give me a key matchup. I said the TJ Watt on the left side against the left tackle, in that D line versus the O line. Period for the Giants. Mets said Tomlin versus Daboll, which is a good one. What's one of your key matchups in this game?
That's the key matchup in every game so far. For the rest of his tenure here, that's Brian Daboll versus whoever the coach is. I'm gonna be honest with you. Everybody seems to know exactly what's going on. I don't know what the fuck the Seahawks would do on that game, but you want to know what happened to the Seahawks that game? They actually committed to the run game that game, and we were able to get some deep shots, and Daniel Jones connected. But like I said, I don't know if this is self-sabotage. I don't get it, man. It's just weird. I know this offense could be way better than what it's looking like. And it's not just the quarterback. I'm sorry. You're not going to just keep telling me, oh, this quarterback is just so limited, he can't do anything. That's bullshit. We've all seen what Daniel Jones can do, whether you want to give him props or not. This is a dude that threw 5 touchdowns in a game and 4 touchdowns in multiple games in his rookie year. This is the same guy that set playoff history. So you can't tell me that this dude is so limited he can't do anything. That's bullshit. He might not be a great anticipatory thrower. That's for sure. But other than that, the dude has skills to get the job done. It's just if you're going to make the play calls or not. Yeah, he's not consistent. That is very true. That's why he needs to leave, and just a morale boost for the team. Period. He needs to leave. You're not going to sit here and tell me that this dude is so limited that I can't run an NFL offense. That's the dumbest shit ever. Because he wouldn't have did what he did in 2022. He wouldn't have threw 24 touchdowns. And he may have a slow processor, as everybody want to say. But his processor wasn't slow in 2022 when he was throwing at the Richie James on 3rd and 14s and 3rd and 13s and getting out the pocket, getting 800 yards. His processor wasn't slowed in. So you tell me what's going on. It's ridiculous, bro.
Yeah,
he was getting the ball to Neighbors all season long. Like Neighbors was one of the leading receivers in the league the first couple of weeks. So you can't tell me that he couldn't get it to Neighbors. Oh, just because he missed Neighbors on 1 or 2 passes in one game, now all of a sudden he can't process nothing. Like I don't get it. Daniel Jones is a different person when he gets hit. That's a fact. When he gets hit a lot, that's when his processing goes super slow. And he starts to lock in because he's not a quarterback that works well under pressure when he's getting hit. He's not one of those type Josh Allen type quarterbacks. He's a traditional quarterback. And any traditional quarterback that you get pressure on, that you hit, everything goes awry.
That's why I said this game here gonna get ugly.
Real ugly.
Them boys can put some pressure on you. You know what I'm saying?
Highsmith and Watt can do it.
You know what I'm saying? Cave, what's your thoughts, man? Then we're gonna get into predictions. Then we're gonna get ready for 1 p.m.
Yeah, my thought is the same. It's like mine's is the trenches, man. That's where it starts at. You know what I'm saying? As far as the run, can the Giants run the ball? Are they going to run the ball against Pittsburgh? And can they run the ball? You know what I'm saying? And then on the other side, we are dead last in run defense, which was my biggest concern coming to the season. Wasn't so much the sacks, but it was the stopping the run.
Are we dead last in run defense for real?
We're dead last. We were 5 point something
because that's
yard.
wild. Because I remember Brian Daboll saying that's why Shane Bourne, he wanted him here.
Yeah, they've been talking about that in the papers too, right? And that's what I keep saying. Dexter Lawrence is the only interior guy that can do something in the middle. When he goes out, then those 2 defensive tackles in there, it opens up. That's why I wanted a pass rush.
Now you have to wonder
would
Wilkins have been a better fit than Burns. I don't know.
Right?
How y'all feel about that? Given the way with the run defenses, I don't know.
And that's one of the real reasons on the issues on defense is the run defense, the tackling and all that stuff. That's why teams are running the ball on us. We can't stop the run. I mean, unless Dexter's in there to help out. But when he goes out, it's like total chaos in there. It's like free for all. You know, so it's like, where's Jordan Riley and all these other guys and Davidson and what's his name on Nunez Roches? It's like these guys ain't stopping the run. We need a real run stuffer.
I'll say this before we stop. We really only had 2 games where the run game went crazy, and that was the Eagles and the Commanders. Guess what? NFC East. You see what I'm saying? Like, that's what we do over here. We're the only dumbasses that don't.
And that's why I'm
man, because we'll go over.
No, that's what I was saying. We just need
but me, NYG, Man Cave, we don't know football. The only 2 teams that really gave us the business when it came to running was NFC East teams. And that's a fact.
And we're 0-3 in the NFC East.
Yeah.
Imagine that.
Because we
and
run.
Who's been saying you need to, and who's been saying you need to start in your division? You know what I'm saying? You need to start competing in your division. You know what I'm saying?
If you can't compete in your division, you're not going nowhere.
Right.
You build your team to beat your division. And then when you get to the playoffs, if you don't succeed getting to the Super Bowl, then you start finding little nuances to go against those teams in the playoffs.
Look at the AFC North, Pat. Every team, and even Cleveland, every team in that division has a playoff caliber type defense.
Yeah, fact.
Every single team, bro.
Now, every single one of them run the ball.
You know what I'm saying? But they all have that playoff caliber type defense, and like you said, they could all run the football when they need to.
And like
except for the Bengals this year because they got rid of Joe Mixon. But when Joe Mixon was there, they were running the ball too.
And if you look at, like I said, on our defense, the only really physical players is Dexter Lawrence, Tyler Nubin, Andrew Phillips. Those guys come up to make tackles. These other guys are like, not making tackles, though, missing tackles, and that's where physicality comes from, part of football.
But we're only not physical against our division. Everybody else, if you ain't like with that running the ball, we gonna get you. Right. But every time we face somebody in our division, we can't stop the run. You want to know why? Is because our offense is not built to run the ball. Mm-hmm. And if our offense continues to go three and out, where's down the defense, right? That allows that offensive line to break your defensive line down.
Mm-hmm. Right. And that's another thing. But you look at it, like I said, that's what I said. The run defense is number one in the NFL because, like I said, you look at a lot of teams that's winning games. They're running the ball. They're not throwing the ball. There's not high scoring going on in the NFL. They are relying on the run. Just like the Eagles. They've been relying on the run the last 2 weeks. For the whole season. Saquon is their whole offense. They run the ball. They're not really throwing the ball all over the place. Other teams are just running the ball. Patrick Mahomes, when he gets in trouble, they run the ball. They're not relying on
that's
how
the ball. They've been winning this year, running the ball and playing good defense. Yeah. Patrick Mahomes has been ass.
And that's what I was saying. The number one emphasis should be the run defense. If you get one of the top run defense, you're going to win a lot of games because you're going to stop teams. You slow them down with the run and make them one-dimensional. So you got to stop that run. If you can't stop the run, you ain't going to win a lot of games.
That's a fact, man. That's a fact, man. But that being said, man, real quick, I got the Giants losing this game. I don't know, man. It might be a 27-7 type deal. To be honest with you. Cave, what you got?
Yeah, listen, before the injuries of Andrew Thomas, it was going to be kind of tough. It's going to be a close, low-scoring game, but with Andrew Thomas out and the offensive line in flux right now, I feel the same way. I think it's going to be like a 27-7 game because we can't score points. We haven't been able to move the ball in, and when your offensive line is in flux, it's going to get even worse for your offense. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So I got the same thing too, man. It's going to be a low-scoring game for the Giants again.
I think
Pat, what you got?
I think it's going to be like a 28-10 type game because we get a bomb touchdown at the end of the game. I really think we might have a field goal for the first three quarters. I'm just being honest with you because the way that offensive line played against the Eagles, the Pittsburgh going to eat too, and they got the DBs and safeties to back it up.
Yeah.
So I see Malik Neighbors getting another 4-catch, maybe 30-yard game, and a lot more frustrations coming out. I say this: somebody like Malik Neighbors will force Brian Daboll to do something.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And I see Malik Neighbors getting chastised by this stupid ass fan base and media as well because he's going to speak his mind. He really is.
Because he's that type of kid. Somebody's got to do it. Somebody's got to do it.
Kid, man. He's not used to this.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying? Like high school balling, LSU balling, winning games. Although they didn't make it to the playoff and everything, they still won a lot of games. He's not used to this. Being inept to where I can't do what I need to do. That's bullshit. That's bullshit. And you can't say Daniel Jones can't get on the ball because he was one of the leading receivers before he got his concussion. So that's bullshit too.
Mm-hmm.
So it is what it is, man. But we're gonna see the disaster Monday. I know we're gonna lose. Lose. If you don't open up that playbook, it's over.
Mets, what you got, man? Prediction on the Giants and Steelers game.
Like I said, this game, G-men are freaking cannon fodder. It's been heads or tails. And there's some weird parity going on with the team this year. They're away from MetLife Stadium, Jones is fine. But when they're at MetLife, he crumbles. So while I do think the Giants are going to part of me believes the Giants are going to lose, there's a small chance they'll win. But if they lose, they might put up a fight. Has anyone noticed that parity besides me?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, everybody notices it.
Yep, facts, bro. But yeah, man, appreciate y'all in the chat, man. Appreciate everybody for tapping in on this Giants conversation. Short edition, like I said. I had a rest day today, this morning. Been working a lot, but man, we want to get into these. What game we calling 1 o'clock, fellas?
Eagles, Bengals.
Man, we get to watch Saquon Barkley again.
Yeah, we're going to see if it was legit, right? When they were playing
and watch how different it looked. Watch what I tell you. Watch how different it looked, man. But appreciate y'all, man, for tapping in with me and the Big Blue crew, man. We'll see y'all here in a few minutes, man. Thank you, man.
Yeah, I got the link to y'all too already. So
all right, man. Peace. And what is the prediction for this game?
Prediction for the fight, then.
Prediction?
Yes, prediction.
Pain.
All right, y'all. We out.
This has been a Big Blue Crew Sports Network production.